Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. What's up, y'all? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Man, today we're going to talk about living your conscience, how Noah and understanding what Noah's secret advantage is. Y'all want your secret advantage to success and living a life that's just amazing and how it will glorify God. Coming to you from Bible Business Academy. My name is Cathy McReynolds, and we show up here to help you build your business, build your life, and live your life with biblical principles. So we're excited to be here with you today. As you come on, say hello so we can say hello back to you. Let us know where you're tuning in from. You caught it during the live or if you caught it during the replay. And then, y'all, on top of that, let me know what type of business you're thinking about. What is God calling you to do? Have you started it yet? Where are you at in that process? That's what we're going to dive into today. So we're excited. Make sure you hit that share button. Make sure you follow us. We're going to get started in a second. Y'all know how we like to listen to some morning worship just to get, God loves when we worship with him from our heart. So let's do it. I'll give this a few seconds and we'll get started. Come on now. Say, God let him through a test and brought out the very best. Brought out the very best. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this party started Today, we're talking about living your consciousness, and that is Noah's secret advantage. So I want you to imagine receiving the absolute highest honor possible, not because of wealth nor influence, but because of your character and your relationship with God. How exciting is that, man? That is something to definitely get excited about. And again, my name is Cathy McReynolds. We're with Bible Business Academy, where we show up to help you build a business with biblical principles. So what if your greatest competitive advantage in life and your greatest competitive advantage in business wasn't skill or wasn't strategy, but it was integrity shaped by your faith? How exciting is that? So let's learn from Moses' story how to do exactly that. When you read about him, he was celebrated with remarkable praise. He was called a righteous man, right? He was called a righteous man. He was also called a blameless man amongst his people of his time. He got the highest honor of all. And at first glance, when you read that, you might think Noah had fewer challenges. Oh, yeah, he didn't have anything to go through because the world back then, maybe it was simpler and it was less complexity. It was less globalization. You didn't have the internet. You didn't have technology. You didn't have 24-hour news. You didn't have the disruption and the relentless challenges that we think we face today. But when you take a closer look at Noah and you look at the violence that they face, you look at the moral chaos, the social injustice, and the environmental decay, his world was crazy. I always say they let them live during biblical times. They think this time is crazy. When you read that word and you see what happened, let them live during that time and then they can talk about it, right? His world was so much more like ours, but more in deeper trouble. But even in the midst of that, Noah stood apart, not because he was untouched by difficulty, because sometimes we think we shouldn't have challenges, but you're going to have it. But he chose to daily align his life with the consciousness of God and not his own. He didn't withdraw from the world, right? He engaged fully. He leaned in. He was building the ark, right? He was navigating challenges in his business. He was producing wine back then. So Noah's true secret was so simple that sometimes we may miss it. He walked faithfully. That's the key right there. He walked faithfully with God every single day. How often can we say this? And as I was putting this together, it just reminds you, it reminded me, like, are you walking faithfully with God? Are you leaning in your own understanding, right? So you like, just let that sit in with you for a second. So what can we learn from Noah's example? How can we apply that in our life? What wisdom can we carry into our daily lives? What wisdom can we carry into our daily business decisions? And what wisdom can we carry into our daily leadership moments? And that's what I want to share with you. And let's learn together how he did it, and instead of being like Mike, let's be like Moses, right? His consciousness was shaped by his relationship. See, Noah's integrity wasn't a set of abstract moral principles. It just flowed, right? It flowed from his personal and consistent relationship with God. And that's something to get excited about. How is that so similar to what we're talking about? Is strength during challenging times. It's depth from authenticity. If I could talk today, is from our relationship with God. You see, we're in this world, yet we're not of it. We say that, but Noah exemplified it by being fully engaged with life. He was fully engaged with business. He was fully engaged with family. He was fully engaged with culture. But the key was without compromising his value. He showed that your spiritual integrity enhances our ability to manage real world complexity. He did it effectively and he did it ethically. He also did it faithfully. And those are the things that we can do in our everyday tasks. And Noah's obedience wasn't limited to spiritual tasks, right? He brought excellence and integrity into everything that he did, into building the ark. He brought excellence into that. He brought it into handling his resources. He brought it into manages in his teams, and even cultivating his vineyards, which was his business. And God honors our faithfulness in every aspect of our life. So all we have to do is apply it in everything that we do and challenge ourselves to do it like he did. So we got to ask ourselves, are we doing that? Like Noah, we all have unique challenges. We all have great opportunities. We all have a competitive advantage, and that's God, right? And that doesn't come from business strategy like most people think. It doesn't come from that innovative idea, or you know how they say your network is your net worth, right? That's another thing that makes us go towards the world. Oh, my network is my net worth. No, God is our net worth. And through the importance of him and focusing on God and being consistent and living our consciousness that's shaped by our daily fellowship with God, it changes how we do things. It changes how we live. It changes how we think, because God is the one and only one who will give us that competitive advantage. I went to this meeting in Miami the other day. Yesterday, I think it was, or maybe it was 2 days ago. I don't know. These days are, I think it was 2 days ago. These days just go. And they had the vendor tables up. So I'm going around table to table to table to table. And so I packed up as I was leaving. I walked out the room and I said, you know what, something in me said, just go back in there and film everything. Because a friend of mine went with me and I was like, film. And I was like, oh, okay, just go back in there, film everything. So as soon as I go in, I run into the lady who was orchestrating the entire event. And she said, I know you from somewhere. I said, because I didn't know her. I'm probably, like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times being into Miami in my life. I was like, I don't know where we know each other from. We're just sisters in love. We were destined to meet. And she was like, you know what? I saw you at the table. And because how we were sitting, she was up speaking and I was sitting at the front table and just, engage in what she was talking about. And so she turns around to her assistant and said, give her my name and my number, my personal number, my email. And she says, call me Give me about 3 or 4 days because I have my grandchildren are graduating and I have some things that I need to do, but we need to talk. That was God ordained. That right there is an example how God is the one who creates your network. He's the one who had me turn around. He's the one who put in her to come share that with me so that we can connect. So we got to go away from where the world says your network is your network. No, our relationship with God is our network. Genesis 6:9 said Noah was a righteous man. Noah was blameless among the people of his time, and he walked faithfully with God. So that's what we're challenging ourselves to do, is just to walk faithfully with God, and let that competitive advantage be clear. Let people know this is what how you're doing what you're doing. You're walking faithfully, you're living intentionally, and it's shaping the consciousness not of ourselves but of everyone, of the presence of God in us every single day. So may your faithfulness, just like Noah, let it transform your business, let it transform your entire generation. What we're doing today will define how the next generation from our family and those around us that God called us to serve, it will transform that. I hope this brought you all value today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let me know what you got out of it. And y'all have a blessed and wonderful Wednesday. And we will see you tomorrow on Thursday. All right, y'all. Have a great day.